This blanket is a great way to use up all of those random little balls of yarn that you have in your yarn stash. Mine ended up measuring 43 inches by 65 inches, but of course you can make it as long or as short as you want to. I made mine using rainbow colors, with every other row being this pretty charcoal gray, but of course you can use whatever colors you want to. I just thought that using the gray in every other row kind of made the blanket all tie in together, but you could also make every single row a different color and that would look amazing too. So I used a size J crochet hook for this, and you'll need a needle for weaving in the ends at the end and scissors when we change colors every other row. Now, to do the gray on every other row, I actually used 2 of these jumbo super savers. And so if you were going to just go out and buy all the yarn for this instead of using just whatever you have in your stash, it would use about 4 super saver jumbos, and each one of these is about 480 yards. And it is just a size 4 medium weight yarn. So you can, go out and buy some yarn or just use everything you've got in your stash. Either way, it's going to be amazing. So we're going to start this project out by making a little slip knot with my first color, which for me is the gray. And then I'm going to start by chaining 135. Once we have our 135 chains, we're going to go into that second chain from the hook and put 1 single crochet right there. In the next chain, we're going to do another single crochet. And in the next chain, we're going to do a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through all 3, and then we're going to do another half double crochet in the next chain. Yarn over and draw through all 3. Now in the next 2 chains, we're going to put 1 double crochet in each one. So here's 1 double crochet in that chain, and then 1 more double crochet into the next chain. In the next 2 chains, we're going to be putting triple crochets. So yarn over, insert our hook into that next chain, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, and then 1 more in that next chain, yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, and yarn over, draw through 2. Now in the next 2 chains, we're going to be putting double crochets. So 1 double crochet in this one, and then 1 double crochet into the next chain. By now you guys might be getting the hang of it. Can you guess what comes next? Yuppers, a half double crochet in each one of these little chains. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through all 3, and then 1 more half double crochet in this one. And then in the next 2, we do single crochets. 1 single crochet there and 1 single crochet there. So that is going to be our repeat now. So we'll start again with the half double crochets in this one. So a half double crochet in this chain, and a half double crochet in the next one. And then we'll continue on with double crochets in the next 2, and then triple crochets in the next 2, and then down to double crochets, then half double crochets, then single crochets. And we're just going to continue that all the way across until we get to our very last 2 stitches, which will of course be 2 single crochets. So the rows always end in the same way that they start. And now I'm working on my very last 2 single crochets of row 1. And here is the very last single crochet in the last chain. And you can see we've got some little ridges, little ripples starting to already show up for our first row. So now we're just going to chain 1 and turn our work to start on row 2. Now row 2 is actually going to be the exact same as row 1. So we're going to single crochet in our first stitch, single crochet in our second stitch. We're going to half double crochet in the next stitch and half double crochet in the next stitch. Then we've got a double crochet in our next stitch and a double crochet in the next stitch. So you guys get the idea. Triple crochet in this next one and a triple crochet in the next one. So this is just a exact reflection of row 1. So just repeat this all the way down and I will see you at the end of row 2. So now I'm at the end of row 2, working on my very last single crochet right here. And now we are actually going to add our new yarn, but instead of finishing that single crochet, I like to add my new yarn. So before I yarn over and draw through, I like to yarn over and draw through with the new color. But you can change colors however you want to, but this is how I like to do it so that it finishes that last single crochet and starts my next row with my new color. So now row 3 actually starts with a triple crochet. So we're going to chain 4 and that's going to represent the first triple crochet. So here's a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and now we're going to turn our work to work on row 3. So you've done a chain 4 that represents the first triple crochet, and now we're doing a triple crochet into the next stitch. And you can choose to crochet over your ends if you want to, but I like to wait until the end so that I can weave the red into the red, the gray into the gray. So now we've got 2 triple crochets. You can pull your ends a little bit tight so that your work doesn't loosen up too much, but you'll take care of those in the end again once we weave them all in. But now we are going to do a double crochet. So row 3 is the opposite of rows 1 and 2. So we're starting with the biggest ones and then going down to the littlest ones. So we started with triple crochets and now next we are doing our double crochet. And then 1 more double crochet. Now in the next stitch we'll be doing a half double crochet. And another half double crochet. And then on the triple crochets of the previous row is where our single crochets go. There's 1 more single crochet. And then we continue on next with half double crochet. And another half double crochet. And then a double crochet. And 1 more double crochet. And then we've got our triple crochets right here in the single crochets of the previous row. So we're just going to continue that on for row 3. So one more triple crochet, and then we'll do 2 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 doubles, 2 triples, all the way down to the end of row 3. So now I am right at the end of row 3, working on my last triple crochet right here into that last little stitch. And this is the end of row 3, and now we will be starting row 4 with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which will represent our first triple crochet. So we're going to put another triple crochet into our next stitch. And this row, row 4, is actually just a repeat of row 3. So we're going to be doing a double crochet in our next stitch, and then another double crochet in our next stitch. And then next will be our half double crochet, and then one more half double crochet, and then we'll have a single crochet, and then another single crochet. And just continue on with your repeat of row 3, and I'll see you at the end of this row, row 4. And now we are at the end of row 4, and I'm working on my very last triple crochet of this row. Now we are going to be changing colors once again. So instead of doing my last yarn over and pull through, I'm actually going to cut my yarn and yarn over and pull through with the new color. So once again, I just want to let you know you can do your color changes however you want to, but I just like doing it this way. It just makes the rows look super crisp and clean, and I just like doing it this way. So now I'm just going to chain 1 and turn my work to do a single crochet in that first stitch. So here is the single crochet into our first stitch, and then a single crochet into our next stitch. Then we do our half double crochet. Pull those ends a little tight just so your rows look crisp, but we'll take care of those at the end. So half double crochet into this next stitch, and a half double crochet into our next stitch. And then next we'll have our double crochet and another double crochet, and then we'll have our triple crochet and one more triple crochet to go on top of the single crochets of the previous row. And then we'll move into our double crochets. There's one more double crochet, and then we'll move into half double crochet and one more half double crochet. And then we're back to our single crochets, and we're just going to repeat that all the way down with 2 singles, 2 half doubles, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 doubles. You get the idea. I'll meet you at the end of this row. And now I'm at the end of row 5, and I've just done my little single crochet, chain 1 and turn, and now I'm ready to start row 6. And row 6 is just going to be an exact repeat of row 5. So 1 single crochet, 1 more single crochet, and then half double crochet, and another half double crochet. So go ahead and just repeat row 5, and you guys have the pattern down, because now you're just going to repeat rows 3 through 6 as many times as you want to make the blanket as long as you want it. And I will see you when my blanket is almost all the way finished, so I can show you how I weave in those ends. So now I've got just a couple more ends that I have not woven in yet. So I just like to kind of take the ends and weave them back up through the chains or up through the triple crochets or whatever I've got going on. Here it's the triple crochets and the chains because we're on a colored row, but depending on how you did yours, you might have colors on all of your rows. But for me, all of my gray rows start with single crochets. So I just like to weave them in and then cut them off once they're about at least an inch or so into my afghan. And I try to weave them in so that they're all at different lengths. I don't know why. I just think it gives, like, the extra yarn gives a tiny bit of added thickness, and I don't want all the thickness to end in the same place, if that makes sense. So that is all, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial, and please comment down below and tell me what kind of a color scheme you pick for your blanket, because I honestly, when I started this, I was going to go with all blues because the ripples just kind of reminded me of like waves in an underground water or an underwater scene in a cartoon or something. But then I looked in my stash and I didn't have a lot of blue, but I surely did have a lot of rainbow colors, so that's what I went with. So thank you for crocheting along with me, and I'll see you guys in my next one.